Hey everyone, and welcome to day 13 of my horror movie review marathon. And I've got your Friday the 13th, Part 3, 1982 movie review. Jason is back and ready to go on yet another killing spree. How many people will go down this time? As far as the story goes, this third installment of the Friday the 13th franchise has this group of friends staying in this cabin in the middle of nowhere, not suspecting the terrors they are bound to face. I had previously seen the first two movies, and of course the first one is always the best. And this one, they always seem to do this little recap of what happened in the previous film. And a lot of the events that went on here was, I feel like, a rehash of everything that we had previously seen, with sort of the same scenarios sort of playing out. And I feel like, to be honest, this story is just not as interesting. And there really isn't much to root for. This is a horror film, so you should be more fearful of what's going on around you. But this one, I just did not feel as enthusiastic about this movie going in. I actually saw this doing a Friday the 13th movie marathon last year. As far as the casting goes, there are a lot of actors in this movie that play these characters that are just really not that great and I feel like are unlikable. And it is laughable at times to watch them go into panic mode and they're running up and down the stairs trying to figure out like who's in the room with them, who's in the house with them, and they're just all getting worked up and they feel like their friend is just playing just a harmless prank on them. Like this one guy who's in the movie that really just bothered me, so I was not surprised one bit about the outcome of his character. So I was like, karma, you know what it is. So, and it also, like, I mean, the buddy system didn't even work at all in this movie. Of course, that's usually what happens in horror movies, so I kind of let that go, but still, it's like, come on now. And some of the choices these people made were just really dumb and irritating, and then having this like group of bikers from this gang come in and I mean seriously, why throw them into the mix? It was just so stupid and unnecessary. But hey, at least Jason looked great in this movie with his classic hockey mask. You know, it's one of those things that, I mean, you still gotta love your classic horror villains. The things that I did like about this movie, there were quite a few jump scares that I got freaked out about, and it probably, I don't know if it helped at all that this movie was originally shot to be released in 3D, so I definitely noticed those little things, and I found that to be really hilarious for this movie. But the gruesome scenes in this movie I definitely found to be hard to watch at times. I had to turn away at least once or twice, and it was just terrifying. The things that I didn't really like about this movie was just the overall pacing. I feel like this movie, it felt like it was a short movie, but it also dragged on a bit, and there were all these random scenes, these scenarios, like one where Jason took off his mask to reveal who he was, and then he just puts it back on. I was just like, really? What was the point of that? It was like so stupid. And even the ending, of course, I shouldn't get all bent out of shape about an ending, but this one was just, I was rolling my eyes watching it. So overall, I would say that Friday the 13th Part 3, I feel like it did feel like your generic average horror movie, and I don't feel like it lived up to the original, but I still think if they wanted to keep continuing to make these movies, they can try to come up with as many scenarios as possible, because it's still gonna feel like the same thing and not like the first movie, which I loved. So I would possibly still recommend seeing this movie. I'm not really sure how other people would feel, because it does get a little bit dated at times. I don't know if people are, okay with that, but either way, I would give this 2.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Friday the 13th Part 3, and come back tomorrow for day 14 of my horror movie review marathon. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.